Hey, what's up, everyone? This is the KMN 1971, and thank you all for taking the time to check out my latest installment of Dollar Bin Bingers from the Fringes, my little side series where all the books that make up this haul were all plucked from the dollar bins. I haven't done a video like this since probably sometime last year. I just haven't been doing that much hunting from the dollar bins as of lately. I'm up to like 30 long boxes in my PC, so space is definitely becoming an issue. So I've become a little bit more selective. And two, a lot of the runs that I used to, a lot of my go-to runs rather, that used to always be there for me in the dollar bins aren't there any longer. Runs like Star Wars Volume 1, G.I. Joe Volume 1, Conan the Barbarian, early Copper Age Claremont Uncanny X-Men. A lot of that stuff is dried up, so there's been a lot less hunting as of lately from said dollar bins. But anyway, I'm stubborn. I still like picking out books from the dollar bins here and there. It's just been happening a lot less. So this will be all dollar bin books that I've picked up from the last like 6 or 7 months. And I wanted to clear the decks before 2019 came around. So let's get on with it. Here we have Harley Quinn, number 15, variant cover. I've always liked, it's not an incentive variant cover, rather just kind of like a B cover before they started calling them B covers. But I always was a fan of this old school versus new school Harley cover. Harley Quinn, number 12, Lego Harley, yes. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, number 13, which features the first part of the origin of She-Ra. Looking forward to reading that, as well as this, obviously. Part 2 in issue number 14. Fantastic Four, number 405, which features the first time that Conan the Barbarian truly crossed over into the Marvel 616 universe. But it did occur in the 90s, so it definitely was not cool. Silver Surfer, annual number 6, which features the first appearance of, I believe his name is Genis, and he is the cloned offspring of Captain Marvel. Another one of those characteristics of the dollar bins that I've always loved over the years is picking up these cheap third, sixth string first appearances on the cheap. Something that, given the current comic book market and how hot every first appearance is nowadays, this is also becoming more challenging. DC Marvel All Access, number 1, another book that I used to own when it originally came out. The reason I picked it back up is basically my inner 12-year-old, even though I was a lot older than 12 years old when this came out. Basically, it features a battle between Superman and Venom, and then a team up featuring Superman and Spider-Man taking on Venom. So given the current relationship between Marvel and DC and Warner Brothers and Disney, I don't see that ever happening again in my lifetime. So why not for $1? X-Men Spotlight and the Starjammers, number 1 of 2. One of those prestige format books from back in the day. $4.50 back in 1990, $1 in 2019, and features some great Dave Cockrum art. As an ex-geek, how could I turn that away? Manhunter number 17. I remember this was a hot book last summer. Features the first appearance of the modern age sportsmaster, who I don't even know if it's been confirmed that he will be appearing in the upcoming Suicide Squad movie or not. Another book I used to own when it originally came out as a wee lad, Ambush Bug number 1, classic Keith Giffen satire. This is breaking the fourth wall before Deadpool ever did, that's for sure. And great homage cover too of Superman number 1. Cloak and Dagger number 1. I'm always a fan of anytime comic book characters get to headline their first series. Solo Avengers, starring Hawkeye and Mockingbird, number 1, which features the first appearance of Hawkeye's evil sibling, who is being speculated on pertaining to the upcoming Hawkeye series that will be appearing on Disney Plus, which I, for one, I'm enjoying Disney Plus so far. The Mandalorian is the shit. Captain America number 321, just quite frankly one of my top 5 Mike Zeck Captain America covers. That is just badass. Near mint copy, tough black cover. It would be criminal to leave that behind for $1. Moon Knight number 5. This is an example of one of those runs that I love to fill out from the dollar bins. Anytime I can get anything from Moon Knight Volume 1 from the dollar bin, I will do so. Youngblood number 2. I think the only reason I picked this up was I have the green logo cover, and now I have the purple logo cover. I'm pretty sure that Rob Liefeld's deal with Netflix fell through, so I'm pretty sure this is worth less than $1 now. Again. Here we have The Badger number 1. Great comic. Not worth anything. First appearance of the Badger. One of those first indie titles that I ever bought when I first discovered my first comic book shop. When I was segueing from, or transitioning from being a comic book fan that was living off the spinner rack to becoming civilized and getting a comic book shop finally for the first time. Wow, it was wonderful. So great to pick that up. Near mint condition. First appearance. Not worth anything, but... And along the same train of thought, John Sable Freelance number 1. Another one of those early indie characters. First appearance. Classic Mike Grell stuff. Believe it or not, John Sable was so popular at one time he even had his own show on ABC for a very short period. I remember it not being very good at all, but very happy to add this back into the collection. And some nice inner style nostalgia buzz going on right there. Alright, some Secret Wars action. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 3, first appearance of Titania. This is actually the second print. I did not even know that there were second prints to this series. I'm going to have to go back into my PC and check to see if I have any more. Marvel Secret Wars 2 number 3, which features the first appearance of the Beyonder in all of his David Hasselhoff glory. I picked up an issue of this several months ago for like $3, and I ended up finding a stack of these in the dollar bins. So I ended up picking 1, 2... 3, 4 copies, which will bring me up to 5 copies of the first appearance of the Beyonder. Hey, if you're going to speculate as low on a character, do it as low as you possibly can. Secret Wars 2, number 5, first appearance of Boom Boom, who's just this mutant character who she was a member of X-Force back when the X-Force comic first kicked off. Superman number 1, and The Vigilante number 1. 2 great premiere issues. Copper Age, High Grade. I own copies of both of them already, but I couldn't leave them behind. Marvel Age number 8. Great Stan Lee and Jim Shooter cover. Also my second copy, but a serious upgrade from the copy that I have. More doubles. Richard Dragon Kung Fu Fighter number 14, which features a Bruce Lee homage cover. The Eternals number 9, my second copy of the first appearance of the Eternal named Sprite. My second copy of Tales to Astonish number 1, which reprints the first issue of Submariner from his Marvel 1960s series. And some of these old school Bronze Age reprints go for a little bit of money now. So I'd keep an eye out for some of them. Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 20, which features the Iron Man of 2020. Speaking of which, Machine Man number 2, which features the first appearance of Arno Stark, a.k.a. Iron Man 2020. X-Factor number 17, more cheap first appearances. This is the first appearance of Richter. Rom Space Knight number 31, snatched up 2 copies of that, bringing me up to 5 copies. This features the second appearance of Rogue. I think I can chill out on that. 4 of those copies, though, I found from the dollar bin. So, and I think the most I paid for my first initial copy, once again, was like $3. So. All right, how about some 1980s movies magic? We have the Saga of the Swamp Thing, number 2. Movie cover from the 1980s Swamp Thing movie. That's one of those movies that you had to be there at the time. I really enjoyed it as a child, but it's one of those movies that I refuse to watch as an adult. Same goes with this. Dragon Slayer number 2. I finally completed my Marvel Comics movie adaptation of Dragon Slayer. Just one of those guilty pleasures that I had as a child back in the early 1980s. Another movie that I still stand by till this day, though, Blade Runner number 1. This is my second copy of Blade Runner number 1. First appearance of Blade Runner in comics. And once again, a serious upgrade from the issue that I have. So, very happy to add that, but I was even happier to add this. Marvel Super Special number 22, which contains the complete Blade Runner miniseries, all 2 issues, which adapts the movie. And this features an awesome Jim Steranko cover. So, only fine minus condition. Just about all the books in this haul are between like VF to near mint minus condition, I guess, or near mint condition, except for this one, and probably that copy of Moon Knight that I showed earlier. Those are probably fine minus, but for the price, I can't complain. Sorry about the ramble. Moving on, West Coast Avengers number 45, which features the first appearance of the White Vision, which I cannot understand why there's any speculation behind this character, but I didn't want to pay any more than $1 for it, and I didn't, so why the heck not? Ended off with What If number 4. I ended up picking up 2 copies of this, and this is a book that I've been speculating on for about a little over a year now, and I keep stumbling across it in the dollar bins. This features the first time that the Venom symbiote took over Thor and the Hulk, out of continuity, of course, because it is a What If comic. But this was a hot book probably about 3 weeks ago, and I think it still goes for maybe like $10-15 in a high grade, which these are, so pretty cool. So that's all I have for this week. I will be back next week with my Bronze Age Bonanza haul, where I will be featuring 48 Bronze Age books and celebrating myself turning 48 next weekend. So, hey, I made my premiere in the Bronze Age, so why not focus on a little Bronze Age goodness? So, hope you all can find some time, hook up next week, and we'll have a geeky old time. All right? So, thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you all later. See ya.